Hello, it is October 28th at 8:10 in the morning. This is a reading for Reddit user Lxnk. I apologize, your name does confuse me every time I see it. I think of it as a link with an X. Please be patient. I am just beginning to use this spread, which is a more complex spread than the last reading I did for you. It involves 7 cards and it is called the Horseshoe Spread. The first card in this spread represents your past. I find this very interesting. We have the King of Cups, where you received the Queen of Cups in your last reading, which I did review before moving into this, and I think this reading also carries over some of those themes. So, in your past, we see the King of Cups, which is a social man who loves to entertain. I think this really reflects to your previous reading. You're definitely aware of your social community, and you definitely focus on those relationships, attempting to bring people in and entertain them. The second card we pull is for the present, which we have the Nine of Wands. What this tells me is right now you're still going through some tough times, and you'll definitely make it through, but you're a little skeptical. You're skeptical of whether you are maintaining these relationships and whether they are benefiting you, which also reflects back on that previous reading. The third card represents hidden influences, and here we have the Tower. I also find this card very interesting when we look back on your previous reading, which warned against relying on others for financial aid and advice. So here, hidden influence in your life, something you may not be considering, it hasn't come out yet, but it's there. And here your ambition, your greed will be a very large destroying factor in your life. So whether you've been working on it or not, since I last read for you, the cards are telling me that it's still present, it's still something you need to focus on, or it will cause a lot of destruction in your life. So again, remember that these relationships that you're skeptical about should only be maintained for the pleasure of having others in your lives, not in an attempt to further your ambition or your greed. This card represents you currently and your emotions about your current situation. So here we have the Nine of Cups. This represents that you're right where you need to be, and it shows emotional fulfillment. So what this means to me is you can disregard your personal greed. You're where you need to be right now, even though you feel like you deserve or want more. And you're emotionally fulfilled right now, which is more important than monetary or physical fulfillment at this point in your life. The next card we have represents what others feel about your situation. And here we have the Magician, which is also very interesting, considering that in your last reading you received the star for the similar card in that spread. That card told us that you needed to pull within to look in for advice. The Magician is very similar. The people in your life are telling you it's time to take stock of everything in your life, emotional relationships, your spirituality, your monetary, and organize those. When you organize all realms of your life, you truly have power over them and are able to use them to better your life. And that's what people in your life are telling you to do right now. The next card represents what you should do in the situation. Again, very interesting. This really comes back to the previous reading I did for you. This is the Moon. And what the Moon tells us is that it's time to begin developing your intuition, your psychic abilities. So the cards are still telling you to stop relying so much on your relationships for fulfillment and to get the things you need, but to understand that financially you are where you need to be right now, and that you actually need to start looking inward. And that's what this card tells me. This card also deals, interestingly enough, with hidden influences. So the deck is really telling us to really realize this hidden influence on your life, this ambition, this greed, and to understand that it's not a good thing for you right now. It's a really time to give up that attitude and to start focusing on the fact that you're very emotionally fulfilled, to start being grateful for that. It's something so many people lack, and to start really focusing on your intuition, your spirituality. The last card of this spread is the Outcome, which is the Page of Wands. This is definitely a good card to receive. Basically what this is it shows us good news is coming. So in this situation, if you follow the advice of the cards, stop focusing on your greed and ambition, stop networking to get what you want, but instead understand that you're emotionally fulfilled right now. Turn in for that intuition. There is definitely good news coming, and truth will be revealed. What I'm seeing here is if you do pull away from those social networks and focusing on that greed, start focusing on yourself, your emotional state, your intuition, you'll actually be able to learn a lot about not only yourself, but the nature of the universe right now. Now is a time of discovery for you if you choose to take that option that the universe is presenting. Thank you for letting me read for you again. Again, basically a very similar vibe from the last reading. It's time to stop using that greed and ambition, stop using it to influence your relationships with others, and start turning inwards. Thank you so much. Take care.